Badger basketball coach Greg Gard.
Wisconsin wins the Big Ten.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. Day 2 of Packers mandatory minicamp taking place this morning up in Green Bay. Stick around. Jason Wilde hosting the show live in Green Bay as minicamp practice gets underway a little bit later this afternoon. Yesterday, after his big contract extension became official last week, Packers wide receiver Christian Watson met with the media, talked about a bunch of the Packers' offensive weapons being locked up for the next few years.
Jay Love locked in, Jay Reed locked in, MG locked in for the next couple of years. Hopefully 8-5 over there will be locked in too. Just to have kind of just the foundation of our offense locked in for the next couple of years. I think will be huge for us just in terms of finding consistency in our offense and just having those go-to guys available for the long term. I think it will definitely be big for us in the flow of our offense.
Stick around, more commentary from Bryan Bulaga coming up at 9:35 on Wilde and Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The Wednesday edition. I wonder if anything's going on with Keisean Nixon edition. The day 2 of Packers minicamp edition. And when you have two guys that, while some may think should have gotten paid even less, take the kind of contracts that Christian Watson and Jaden Reed have chosen to take, gives you a lot of ammunition to be able to pay other people as well. Edition. I wonder how far away that Tucker Kraft extension is. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from yet another undisclosed location, which I'm sure will have an outstanding... Wow, an actual camera angle. Are you in an RV?
Yeah.
Kind of looks like an RV.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys you're moving around the countryside.
Little bathroom back there. Kitchenette.
Big bathroom.
I feel like I see the kitchenette back there. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
Do you have like a ton of these? Is this like your new brand? Chase the dream, not the fame. That's the third day in a row you've worn this shirt.
Yeah, it's I have the blue one, the black one, the white one, the yellow one, and the red one. Yeah. I think it's an important message.
What is?
Don't make it about being famous.
Who said it's about being
doing
famous?
what you dreamed of doing? Lots of people clearly make it about being famous, I would argue.
Give me an example.
You are famous.
Who do you have on that list?
Instagram models, Jesse Nelson.
But they're doing that
a long
for
list
money.
of people that like people.
They're doing that for money, aren't they? I don't think that's fame. If they weren't getting paid, they wouldn't be doing that. No?
No, I think they probably would. I think many of them would.
Really?
It is a means to the some financial.
Do it for a little bit of fame.
Would we agree most people would rather be super rich than super famous?
I would like to believe that. Sure, of course.
Okay. All right.
Can we chase the dream and the fame?
Yeah, you can have everything.
Like I could be happy and famous. That'd be good.
Where do you think you are? Where do you think you are in that process, Jesse?
I think I'm right on track for both. I think I'm doing great. I think I'm living life large. I'm pretty popular. People recognize me all about town. I think we're doing great. Yeah.
Well done. Good job.
Chasing
Keep it
the
up,
dream
Joe.
and the fame. Tracking down the dream and the fame.
Chasing engagement, chasing replies, chasing social media attention. That's me. That's what I'm doing.
No, what I don't understand is you don't even do it. Cheesehead TV does it. You don't even you don't even want the virality. You say something. Again, you didn't even try to say anything. You're mumbling and stumbling. And Jess and I are looking at each other yesterday. You weren't on the camera. We're like, is he going to say? Because I knew where you were going. You never text me, so I didn't know exactly. I know usually we'll do this stuff. You'll text like, oh, this is what's really going on. And then I'll kind of snake you through. You didn't text me the details of what your conversation was. You say something, and I appreciate our friends at Cheesehead TV popping it, putting the audio out. They get 250,000 hits on their website. I don't know if we even put it out.
It's kind of irritating, yeah.
I was going to say, if you're going to do what you
so
did
you
there,
appreciate them doing that?
No,
that's what you're going with?
What do you want me to say? They did it, and it got engagement. We're in an engagement business. You don't have to like it, but this is where we're at. And you ended up getting none of the fame. You didn't chase the dream, but you said it, and you had the repercussions of saying it, that you had to go and talk to Keisean.
More people are aware of our show this morning thanks to Cheesehead TV cutting that clip yesterday. We appreciate them for it.
You'd think Jesse would cut the clip and put it, but that's another conversation for another day. But continue, Jason.
So they didn't. First of all, if you go back and listen, I don't know, Jesse, do you have the clip from Cheesehead TV to play?
Do. Yeah, I do.
Now we have to get Cheesehead TV clips of our own show.
Do we have permission to use their clip of our show? By the way, appreciate them sharing this clip and getting hundreds of thousands of views. It is, we have a new logo, and then we got a new logo after that logo. They used the logo 2 logos ago. So,
so can we send Cheesehead TV our new logo?
Yeah, I think we should probably do that. Yeah, we should probably.
Jason, send that over to Nags in the group so that they have our logo. I love our new logo.
Yeah, brand new is awesome logo here. So we want to make sure we're using that next time.
As I said,
Nagler.
As long as I'm on this show, this will be our logo because it's a beautiful logo. Beautiful.
That's all. Just only a little constructive feedback for Cheesehead TV.
Otherwise, great. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Would you like to hear what Jason didn't say yesterday?
God, I hate you guys.
Can you please
I hate you so much.
Cheesehead TV, though, and not from our own
Yeah, this audio courtesy of at Cheesehead TV on X.
Thank you, Aaron Nagler. We appreciate you.
Here is a clip. I think we have permission to play this from our own show. Shared by
we don't.
Cheesehead TV.
That is beautiful. Can someone text them and see if we get permission?
Hope we don't get in trouble.
Run our clip from it.
Anyway, here it is.
You sound surprised. When you talked to Keisean Nixon last week, did you ask him anything about that?
I did not discuss it with him on the record, no.
Did you off the record?
I did not discuss it with him on the record, no.
Do you believe that he will be at training camp fully practicing if he does not get a new contract? Not from any source. Do you believe he is going to? Do you believe he's playing this season out with that deal?
I cannot say that with any degree of high confidence. I am still intrigued by that scenario and still am skeptical that is it's just happy-go-lucky, all is well, all is right with the world. And
so are you surprised he's here today?
Great
no,
question.
I'm not surprised.
I'm going to
Tell
you,
me again,
Jason.
Tell me again what the big news is there.
You give me a lot of grief about not interrupting you, and I asked you a lot of really good, pointed questions there. I think
about an off-the-record conversation that you knew I wasn't going to answer.
Yeah, I know, but you gave us a little something. You gave us a little something. I took away from that conversation that Keisean isn't going to just stand pat. That's what I took away from it. You didn't say it. I think there was some implications.
Right,
which is
the problem with this.
I understand.
That's the problem with this. I don't think he knows what he's going to do yet.
Okay,
that is my opinion.
Okay,
but then but I say something that later on I noticed that Aaron Nagler, the grand poobah of Cheesehead TV, posted him saying something similar. Actually, about the offseason program, it was so long ago, which obviously Keisean Nixon has attended fully. He's been there for everything, including the softball game that Michael Parsons and Jordan Love put on in Grand Chute. I don't know what he is going to do. I do know this, that we all know, including Keisean, why this happened. It was not because what I said was particularly compelling. I believe Matt Schneidman of The Athletic, who is mentioned in their tweet, had said months ago that he expected Keisean to seek a raise, which, by the way, for all those Packers fans, who I'll get to in a moment, who are not Keisean Nixon fans, if you don't like the fact that Keisean Nixon is your number one corner, that's not Keisean Nixon's fault. That's Brian Gutekunst's fault. So be mad at him. Secondly, the idea that so Keisean, someone from the PR department brought this tweet to him.
Okay.
After practice. And because relationships matter to me, being trusted matters to me.
Chase the dream, not the fame. Yep.
And because some probing Scott Pelley wannabe was asking tough questions about an off-the-record conversation, was put in a position.
Just for the record, I don't want to be
Tausch.
Scott Pelley. Just for the record,
He's
I'm
talking
not
about
interested in
you.
Scott Pelley. Continue. No, I know he is. I'm well aware.
This gets blown up, and look, I don't chase the fame, and I definitely don't chase social media glazing or attention. This was, I think we all know why this was done. And that's exactly what Keisean Nixon said to me. He said, we were fine. He said he was fine with what I said. But he said, you know why they did that. And I said, yeah, I know exactly why. Because there is a segment of the fan base, which I don't know how large it is. It feels large, kind of like it felt large, the segment of the fan base.
You know why? Who did what? I just want to, as my Leslie Stahl / I'm more of a Morley Safer guy.
I think of you more as a, never mind.
Andy, I knew you were
do we need to put a limit on Tausch's follow-up questions so Jason doesn't get in trouble anymore?
But who,
no,
what
I'm not.
Keisean,
Look, I'm not in trouble.
By that?
Let me be clear.
Let me be.
All right. Can I answer one question at a time, please?
I don't know. You always
first
want
of all,
questions thrown. to you.
Usually you don't answer any questions.
That's true. This is This is like bizarro world today on Wilde and Tausch.
I mentioned how much I hate you two.
Clip of the day at the start of the show. What a weird thing.
Can't wait to get to practice. All right. So, couple things. First of all, the why they did this is Cheesehead TV. It is certainly. I'm not referring to you or Jesse.
I thought you were talking.
Although I have my own.
Okay.
No. Secondly, and I said I know exactly why, and that's because there is a segment of the fan base. I don't know how large it is. Again, I do believe they're very loud. There's no doubt about that. That doesn't like Keisean Nixon. And this is chum in the waters of social media. Cheesehead TV put this on their Instagram channel, their Threads channel, their Twitter channel. It's everywhere. And the reason they did it, and Aaron Nagler and I have a very good relationship, but this did irritate me. And I did say it on the radio. I understand that. But you didn't do it because it was so insightful. It was not an insightful comment. What it was about Keisean Nixon that you knew was going to drive engagement. And that is exactly what happened. Like as of right now, it has 209,000 impressions. It has 151 likes, but 193 comments.
That's a lot of comments.
That's just on X.
Well, and that's just on X because people don't like him, and it gins up this dislike for him. And if you look at all the comments, you don't see a lot of replies of people saying, I think Keisean Nixon does deserve to have his contract improved slightly.
Yeah, squeaky oil and all that deal. But why is that, do you think? Why do you think people don't like Keisean? Because if you look at things, he's not like a real outspoken cat. I didn't love when he went and said he didn't want to return kicks anymore. I know.
I don't think anybody did, including the Packers.
But as far as playing the cornerback position, they signed him to that contract being a kick returner, punt returner.
Yeah. 3 years, $18 million.
And an occasional defensive back. He has done more with that than he has been, for that contract, Packer fans usually will look at it and say, that's awesome. Like, he's given us a lot of play. And you're right. It's not his fault. He has called himself the number one corner. He's went out, and for a big chunk of this contract, he's been it. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be leaned on to be it again, unless Cisse really pops. He gave up a couple plays against DJ Moore. It happens. I don't know why there'd be Packer fans that would be, really irritated with him. It's not, he plays hard. I know there's the viral clip of him on the goal line doing that. It's a bad look. I can't defend that. But for what we've paid Keisean Nixon and what he's done in the return game when he was doing it, and by the way, he should still be doing it, and how he's played the corner position, we should be sitting there saying, now that doesn't mean he should get a new contract. That doesn't mean any of that. And by the way, he should look for a new contract because he's 29, 30 years old. He's in the last year of his deal, and he's vastly underpaid. That's why I brought this up probably a couple weeks after the season was over. I said, I don't know what's going to happen, but I would bet that Keisean Nixon isn't going to be happy with this contract, playing it in his last year when there's cap space, and this is the way it's going to go. It is very Elton Jenkins-ish. That's what it is. The Packers don't want to pay older players. They've sprinkled a little bit with Frank, trading, and then obviously bringing in Hargraves, but that's where the Packers are at, and it's a very interesting topic. I think when you're talking about the number one corner on a team that you're expecting to be Super Bowl caliber, I think it's super interesting, and that's why I disagree with you on that it's not interesting.
No, it's not that the topic – no, wait a minute. It's not that the topic's not interesting. It's what I said was not interesting, which I'm happy to admit.
You don't want to be interesting.
It was
so
not
you don't
interesting.
want to be interesting.
No,
it wasn't like the actual the comment that I made was not interesting.
Painfully uninteresting.
If you make assumptions about it,
kind of juggling and like word salady. Like, I don't know.
Keisean Nixon had a 66.4 overall rating last season by Pro Football Focus that ranked 41st among 114 qualified corners. He ranked 35th in coverage grade with 67.8. His run defense, he ranked 40th. So look, he is not a top tier number one shutdown corner. But again, whose fault is it that he is their number one corner and playing on a 3-year, $18 million deal, that he was a kick returner and a nickel guy when he signed?
Well, Jair Alexander, you could put it on Jair for not being able to stay healthy and all of the stuff that he's went through. Because The Packers signed Jair Alexander to be the best corner in the league, and unfortunately, that dreadful day against Pittsburgh, that completely moved his career in a whole different direction, unfortunately. And then that steamrolled into Keisean.
They signed Nate Hobbs, who, other than keeping us from talking to Keisean Nixon after the playoff game, didn't do much. They drafted Jesse's guy back in that same 2018 draft, Josh Jackson. That didn't go very well.
Should have been so much better.
They drafted Eric Stokes, who finally panned out apparently for the Raiders. Okay. And now they've gone to Benjamin St. Juste and drafted 2 guys in the 2nd and 6th round at corner. I am not here to be Keisean Nixon's press secretary and tell you and spin how great he is. He has some shortcomings. I think even he would acknowledge that. But again, the idea of him being their number 1 corner at $4 million this year, I don't care how you feel about him, that is vastly underpaid. Whether he should be or shouldn't be their number 1 corner. And if you think Brandon Cisse is going to walk in here as a 20-year-old kid and be a number 1 corner for a Super Bowl contending team, great. And if that happens, that is great news for the Packers.
I agree.
But as of now, where they're at a corner, that is not where they are. And I watch practice, and it's Keisean Nixon and Carrington Valentine who are out there first with the ones. They've mixed some of Brandon Cisse in. They've got Benjamin St. Juste, who everyone seems to be very excited about his Pro Football Focus grade. The bottom line is this is a position that has been either neglected or mismanaged, and that's why Keisean Nixon is your number 1 corner. And I'm sorry if you don't like it, but that's the reality.
How did your interaction with Keisean go post Cheesehead kerfuffle?
Good. We were fine. I think he understood that I did not betray any of our confidences from our conversation. Again, I want to be very clear. At no point did he say, I am not showing up for training camp. I don't think he knows what he is going to do. I think he knows that he is underpaid. Now, if you recall last year, we went through this same dance with Elton Jenkins, who was another player that I had a very good and still do relationship with. Again, he asked for the money that was already existing in his contract to have some of it guaranteed.
Yep.
And of course, the Packers said no. Why? Because whether he'd have broken his leg or not, they planned on moving on from him after the season. And all the stuff that Goody said about him being a potential all-pro center, I don't know if they believe that or not. All I know is they were not planning on keeping him after his 30th birthday. He can say that they don't have a line of demarcation at age 30. He can say all those things. But as you have made very clear to me, don't worry about what he says. Focus on what he does. And I think what he will ultimately do is probably not improve Keisean Nixon's contract.
Sprinkle.
I don't know.
I think there should be some sprinkling.
Well, I don't know if Goody's interested in that or not. Maybe he's interested in new windows with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, shopping for new windows and doors should never include haggling. Unlike NFL contracts and everything else, there's always going to be haggling, not with windows and doors, especially when you go to Pella, who sticks to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they don't use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors also sells, installs, and services them. Real pricing, premium quality, no game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. Yeah, and I was listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I'm down in Milwaukee today, and Shefty kind of said the same thing you just said, Jason, because they asked about Keisean. And kind of that same thing, I don't think there's going to be any big moves as far as handling anything with that. That's at least from Shefty's point of view as well.
We will see, and we will see what his strategy is. I would, again, tend to agree with some of the people that were among the 193 people who replied to that tweet. I don't think he's got a whole heck of a lot of leverage. If he withholds his services, I don't know how that works out for him. But again, I don't understand. Like, this is not our money. And if we can't agree on the fundamental principle that he is underpaid for a number one corner, whether he should or shouldn't be a number one corner, then I don't know where else to go with that conversation, because that is at least reasonable to say. And if you don't think that's reasonable to say, I can't, in the words of Winston Moss, I can't help you. I can't help you by getting ready for Bryan Bulaga. He's coming up. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tosher here for Olson Tune. Well, first impressions matter, and your outdoor space is often the first thing people see. And since 1997, Olson Tune has been helping homeowners and businesses across Dane County create and maintain outdoor spaces. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and year-round maintenance, they're your team for everything outdoors. Ready to elevate your property? Contact Olson Tune today and learn more at olsontune.com. Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Tune difference.
ESPN Madison goes beyond the game. Join us for the Beyond the Game Coaches Panel on June 16th, featuring some of the most successful D1 college coaches in Wisconsin. Hear their unique stories, insights, and personalities during a moderated panel discussion followed by a live audience Q&A. Plus, admission is free. Join us Tuesday, June 16th at One Social Food Hall in Madison, starting at 6 p.m. Go to BeyondTheGameMadison.com for more information and to RSVP to this free event. That's BeyondTheGameMadison.com.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Company built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, window, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Planning for your financial future shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Brian from Canopy Wealth Management, and I believe your financial plan should be as unique as you are. Whether you're a details person or you prefer the simplified view, we've got you covered. Plus, with our easy-to-use online platform, you can check your progress anytime, anywhere, even at 2 a.m. in your pajamas if that's your thing. At Canopy Wealth Management, we promise care, competence, and clarity in everything that we do. Get started today at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our great friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Conveniently located in between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch the action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get you in free with a paying adult at the gate and camp on site all weekend long. IndyCar is must-see and is coming up on June 18th through the 21st. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com to get tickets.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN. Sounds like someone's here to celebrate with us.
10 years with this show? Oh my gosh, what a run.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is presented by Steinhoffels.
Greatest show on ESPN Wisconsin, period.
And this celebratory message is brought to us by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, Wilde
It
and
is
Tausch.
time.
It's your friend Dan Kelly here. Congrats for your 10 years on the air. That's absolutely awesome. It's always great listening to the show, and it's even been a lot of fun being a guest on your show. We always had a predetermined topic, but rarely, if ever, seemed to stick to it. I never knew totally where the conversation was going, but that's what made it a lot more fun. And as you launch into your second decade, if you have a ribbon cutting ceremony, I'm your man. Love you guys.
What a stud.
Yeah, I think Dan sums up how this show generally works. We may have a plan, but we rarely stick to it. I will tell you this, Dan Kelly is one of the most wonderful human beings that I've gotten to meet because of this show. I don't think I would have known him without it.
Great bicyclist.
Like motorcyclist?
No, none of this. Like, listen, man, I am a proponent of the e-bike. I think it gets people out biking.
You're not just a proponent of it.
What the e-bike has turned into is crazy town. The e-bike has turned into crazy town. Dan is an old school biker, and Dan Kelly saved
Greg
my life.
LeMond.
Dan Kelly saved my life on a bike ride. I think I've told that story before, but not everybody listens every day. I'm on my bike. We're doing a lake loop, and Dan wisely, as I was crossing an intersection, gave me the UW Credit Union stiff arm and stopped me as a car would have completely greased me had I not had Dan Kelly next to me. So, Dan, appreciate you.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you, given how important Tausch is to the program. Just out of curiosity, why were you unaware of the approaching vehicle? Would have
kind of a blind
greased
spot.
You?
So I don't know the lake loop like Dan does. Now, we've done that loop a bunch, not recently, which I think we're going to rectify, but I just missed it. I wasn't, you're biking, you're having a good time, you're talking, and sometimes the focus dripped for a second, and away we go. So,
well, our celebratory one calls that's all come from Gruber Law Offices. I don't know what your case might have looked like had that car run you over.
I would know.
Because it sounds like it would have been your fault.
No, it wouldn't have been my case, and it would have been Sarah's case because I would have been. I'm not even going to get into it. It would have been.
Please don't.
Well,
but if you have
back up,
no, I
you did.
I'm just trying to get to the Gruber read, bro.
Would have been talking about one of our other partners if they had been hit by that car.
Yeah. And my brother's
funeral home.
My brother's funeral home is what we would have been talking about.
Okay, we're not going to do that. We're going to just tell you that if you've been injured in an accident and it's someone else's fault, not yours, there's a good chance that you are entitled to compensation, and that means you got to make the call to get the best team on your team, and that is Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 40 years of experience winning for Wisconsinites, and you don't pay until they win, and they will win. That's what they do. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, or make the call. One call, that's all, 414-276-6666. We make the call on the Yingling guest hotline to Bryan Bulaga. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is our crew.
Adding a guy like Scuba would certainly make you a better team. I do think that would make them a World Series contender because I think they are right now.
You're listening to Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Molly Brown here for Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle? Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Calling all Badger fans. Wisconsin men's hockey powered its way to the NCAA National Championship game this spring, and that same relentless drive is headed back to the Kohl Center this fall. Now's the time to get in. Secure your 2026-27 season tickets today and be part of a program powered by Badger Pride. The next chapter starts in Madison with you. Visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS to lock in your seats today. On Wisconsin.
Every kid deserves a chance to have fun, and that's what Paul's Party is all about. Paul's Party is a Madison area nonprofit helping kids with physical disabilities experience the joy of sports. They fund expensive recreational equipment and activities like sled hockey gear, chairs for track, tennis and basketball, and much more, so more kids can enjoy the fun. Because at Paul's Party, sports are for everyone. Learn more or make a donation today at paulsparty.org. That's paulsparty.org.
Mark Tauscher here, and take it from me, the best game nights start with pizza. Try the new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, featuring crispy baked Parmesan on the crust for a golden cheesy crunch in every bite. For a limited time, get a medium one-topping crispy Parm Pan for just $10, or make it a large for just $3 more. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to order and find more great deals. The new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, available now at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Viva Las Brewers.
Your money? You know what else? You're a big winner tonight.
He took a rip and he drilled it high and deep into the night. Watch it fly. Goodbye.
Madison's home of the crew, 100.5 ESPN.
Joining us now on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, 197 years young, and 6 generations. Family owned and operated, and now available in Wisconsin. Saw cases of flight yesterday when I was at the grocery store. Yuengling, DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Here's the guy who's always responsible. It's time to talk to Bryan Bulaga. Bryan, good morning. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Super. I'm curious. You obviously spent a decade in the Packers locker room. Your contract situations were never super complicated, right? You signed your You had a 5-year deal as a first-round pick because that was the year before the change in the CBA, right?
Yep.
And then you signed an extension that kept you here for another 5 years, and then they said, okay, thanks a lot. We don't want you anymore. Go sign somewhere else. And you did. You went to LA. When you had other teammates, though, that were in kind of uncertain places with contracts, how did they handle it, and how were you kind of a supportive voice for them? Because unless I'm getting your financial journey wrong, you didn't face something like Elton faced last year or Keisean is facing now, where you're still under contract, but you're either underpaid or you have no real meaningful guarantees that the team's not going to move on from you a year from now.
Yeah, I mean, I think from the standpoint of going into final years and playing out your contract, I mean, I did that twice, right? I mean, clearly I did that in 2014. That was the last year of my rookie deal, and then obviously 2019, and then they didn't re-sign me. So I've gone through that experience, and whether or not you feel underpaid or you're producing more than what you're being paid, I mean, I guess that's in the eye of the beholder, so to speak, right? I think every guy probably that starts in the NFL and they're going into a contract here probably believes that they're underpaid. If you don't feel that way, then you don't feel like you're performing well, and you're probably not going to be starting much longer. So, like, that's, there is a part of it like that. But, when guys were going through it, like, TJ went through it, Bakhtiari went through it, Sitton went through it at a point in time, Corey went through it, like guys that I played with, they would talk about it a lot. There'd be conversations in the meeting room about it, and you discuss, you don't really discuss numbers and things like that, their numbers and what they think they should be paid, that's their own personal business, right? Then obviously once the contract gets done, it kind of, you see what it is. But you just try to get guys to focus on playing their best football one game at a time. And if you can get guys to kind of hone in on that, the money's going to come, right? They're going to have, they're going to have two options, the Packers, that is, or the team you're with. They're going to see that and really appreciate that and think those performances will continue and you'll get rewarded financially, or they think, well, I mean, if you're playing good football, that we're not going to be able to afford you financially, you're going to hit the market. It's one of two ways. Right. So, like, you just try to get guys in the head frame of, I know you want this done. I know you want financial security and contractual security, and you like it here and all that. But if you just focus on playing one at a time and playing your best football and grading out at a 90+% every single game, like, you're giving yourself all the ammo, right? And because for myself, I went into contract years every single time.
Yeah, I got that wrong. But wait a minute, so I got that wrong. Like, they did not extend you before your rookie deal ended, right? No. So that you went through this exact thing. That was a bad job by me. Like, what was that year like for you? Because I guess when I think back at your career, that actually surprises me. That I, A, forgot that, and B, that you had to play out that year and they didn't get a deal done with you sooner.
Yeah, I both of those were play out the contract year. And I think my rookie contract year, because I was coming off an ACL the year prior, there was a lot of nerves with it, right? There was a lot going through my mind early on in that season, especially when we go up to Seattle in that first game. And I get rolled into and I tear my MCL like immediately on the same ACL knee. Like, so I'm sitting on the sideline in Seattle as McKenzie's checking it, and I'm going, I blew this thing out again. And it took like a quarter and a half. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm freaking out about it. And then obviously McKenzie tested it and he's like, it's just the MCL. I'm like, oh, just the MCL. Thank God that can heal. But I think, there's nervousness that goes into that. And that's what I think guys experience if you get injured in that contract year, how that's going to impact you in the market. But for me, kind of once I got past that Seattle, MCL issue, and then I sat out a week and I started playing again. I just kind of, to myself, just said, they're clearly not going to negotiate a contract midseason. Green Bay normally doesn't do that unless you're Aaron or one of the big, big names. I go, so I just have to focus on myself, and I just have to approach this. I have to approach it, and I didn't want it to be this way, but I have to approach it that I'm putting out tape for 31 other teams. And that's the way I had to go about doing it. I need to play my best football so 31 other teams can see how I'm performing at my best coming off this ACL rehab and everything like that. And that's the way I went about it in 2014, week by week. And that was one of my better seasons as a pro. So,
Bryan, with that said, and there was big news yesterday on Cheesehead TV from Jason Wilde about Keisean Nixon, because he is the number one corner and he's making well below market value for what that is in the last year of his deal. How do you think he should approach it? Because the easy answer is just go ball out, stay healthy, have a great year, and go get paid somewhere else. But there's a lot of risk that goes with that. How would you advise him if you're his representation, or if you're, if you were Keisean?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw how they dealt with Elton last year, right? And that's like first things first. Like, Elton was an important piece, was a good player, obviously changing positions, not sticking at corner like Keisean is. But Green Bay, if they're not negotiating, or they don't feel like negotiating, or they want to wait and see, they'll draw a hard line. So my recommendation would not to be go into or hold out a training camp or something like that. That's not my recommendation, because I think Green Bay has shown, especially Goody, and Ted was the same way. Ted never, if guys did that, I don't ever remember a guy doing that with
sours on him. Yeah.
Yeah, like sitting out of camp. I've never. And listen, Ted, I love Ted because he hated training camp because guys could get hurt. But
right,
it was like, if you sat out a training camp, that's not a good. It's not a good thing. So I wouldn't recommend he does that. I mean, and I know it's so cliche and it's such a lineman thing. And Tausch, you just said it. I would show up and show why you deserve that contract, why you deserve an extension, why you deserve a raise, so to speak, right? And let those chips fall where they may. I get you're underpaid. Even, I'm not talking about Keisean Nixon getting, what the Rams guy they just traded for got. McDuffie, is that who that is? That guy that the Rams just traded for and re-signed?
From the Chiefs.
I'm not saying he should be banging on the table for that by any means, but he probably should be compensated more for what he's doing and what he's currently making and his role in the team. But you're not going to get that from Green Bay by sitting out. It never really works that way in Green Bay. It never has, or at least I haven't seen it work from that standpoint. There's been great players.
Jordan Love, it worked.
I mean, did he really sit out? Did he really sit out?
He didn't practice when he got here for camp that year.
He didn't practice last year.
And I always say it's the cases for the quarterbacks that are different than hence why Aaron would get a deal done mid-season. Aaron would get the extensions mid-season. No one really got those. That's the quarterbacks are a different story. But to me, I just you've seen great players go into contract years in Green Bay. I have. The Jordy Nelsons, the Devontae Adams, they weren't sitting out to try to request that money or get that money. They practiced, they did what they needed to do, and then normally they were financially rewarded afterwards for it. And if Keisean
would you have given Devontae the same advice you're giving Keisean now? If in 2021 they don't get a deal done going into camp, and he's like, look, I'm not going to give up money. I'm going to practice. He ends up having one of the greatest seasons of a player who was in a contract year ever, right? And I would hope we can all agree that the line of succession at wide receiver would have been much more stable and logical had they signed him to an extension and not traded him. But would you have told him the same thing? Or was he at an almost quarterback level where maybe he could have pulled it off by not taking part in camp that year.
I think he was at the level at that point in his career that he could have done that. Like, I think we're like not Tay's first time at the apple, right? Not the first bite at the apple with the contract, but that second time around, where he was from a status standpoint as a wide receiver, like he was a top 5 receiver in the league. Like and obviously the way he went out and performed that year kind of proved it, and showed what he was about. So like, yeah, I think he could have done it and gotten away with it, honestly, and I think it probably would have worked. But I just think Keisean Nixon.
And Keyshawn's not there.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's there. But with the new D coordinator and another new scheme and things like that, if he performs well and plays well, Green Bay, we'll just put it this way, they don't have tons of options at corner. And then to say, oh, we're going to go back into the market and try to buy one or draft another one. Well, now that you're going to spend way more money in the market buying one, right? And then if you draft one again early, you're back at square one with, again, a very young room with not a lot of experience. So if he steps in, if Nixon plays this year and plays really well, I think he gets that reward. I think he gets that extension. And I understand there's risk to it. I've done it. A lot of guys in Green Bay have done it. A lot of guys around the league do it. It's almost like you bet on yourself. You bet on yourself that you're going to get it done and you're going to perform at a high level.
Blue, I agree with everything you're saying right there, but I just don't think if the Packers viewed Keisean as a number one guy, they would have paid him less than what you were talking about. Some of these top corners, the guy from the Rams, they would have already done it, right? They've done it with Watson. They've done it with Jaden Reed, where you get a little bit below the market rate for what those guys are. The Packers will tell you how they feel by how they operate with the finances. That's kind of how this goes. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I think you look at where Keisean is on their priority of getting contract level done, though, right? Like, I think you look at guys that they're going to want to get knocked out first, and obviously
Tucker.
Tucker is next. I think there's no doubt about that he'll be the next one in the pipeline to get his deal done, and then probably if they can figure it out with Keisean Nixon or not. I think that's kind of like it's understanding kind of where.
Do you think they want to? Do you think they want to? Or do you think they're fine playing this out and then seeing where the market goes? Because
and getting somebody else.
I don't think they want to have a 30-year-old corner.
He's 28 right now, by the way, just to be clear.
Okay, so when is he 29?
I don't have for you.
All right, well, he's going to be he's at that age where you're not going to be sitting there paying top dollar for a 5-year contract, right?
Yes.
It just feels like to me they're content with this. This is going to be, we'll play this year out, and if we need to, we can, do some things in the next year or two. But I don't envision them saying, he is our guy. He's our top corner. We're paying him top dollar for the next 4 or 5 years, and to keep him, I don't see that happening. I don't care what kind of year he has this year.
No, I don't see him getting like a 4 or 5 year extension. Like if that were to come to fruition, I think it'd be like a 2-year extension. Yeah. And is that what the player wants? That's kind of where I agree with you with Green Bay, how they're going to probably operate, right? If he performs well this year, which I think, listen, I think he can. I think he has it in him. I really do. It's just, will Green Bay look at that as like a 2-year extension?
Yeah, Green Bay would Keisean. And the thing is, Keisean Nixon has been for the value, he has been a great value to the Green Bay Packers for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
A great
massive
value.
Yes.
So when you look at this thing and he plays, I know people on Twitter and on social media will say, well, look at that tackle at the goal line, and he got beat in the game against the Bears at Soldier Field. But for the most part, for what Green Bay's paid and how he's played, we should be saying that's pretty dang good. Great job, Goody. Now, Jason brought it up. Does that mean he should be the number one corner? No. Boy, but if he was the number two corner and this was the case, everybody would be saying, that's pretty dang good. And let's sign him to I don't know what a second corner gets, 17, 18 million a year for a couple of years. That to me would make a ton of sense. But he's declared himself the number one corner. He is the number one corner, and that muddies this whole situation. Keisean, the market will always tell you where you're at. And I think the only way Keisean finds that out is by playing this year out and then seeing how it falls. And if he does that, I just don't think it's going to be back in Green Bay.
I mean, you those are very good points. Every one of them is a very good point. I agree with that. I think because, he has declared himself the number one and he wants to be paid like a number one and things like that, that is going to muddy the waters on this, right? And based on that cornerback room right now, he is the number one corner, right? Like that's just the situation that Green Bay's kind of put themselves in with how they've built that room up and the guys that are in and out and things like that. So that's the situation they've put themselves in. And I don't – if he was technically the number two corner, right, and say this was a world we were living in when, Jair was still around and Jair was the number one guy and he was just the number two guy, I think he would be paid probably already, in my opinion, right? I think they would have worked out an extension for him already to get him, like you said, whatever that is, 16, 17, 18, whatever that number may be for those guys. And I think this would be a non-issue. But since you declare I'm the number one guy, there's financial there's financial tags that come with that. And I think that's probably too rich for Green Bay's blood at this point. And
he should want that. If he feels that way and somebody else does, he should want that. Whether or not the league feels that way, Pro Football Focus would say no, but it only takes one.
Yeah, I'm not telling him to not shoot for the stars on this one. Like, hey man, try to get every single dime that
Chase the dream, though, not the fame, Blue. Chase the dream, not the fame. That's what a wise T-shirt once told me.
T-shirt once said. All right. Matt LaFleur is going to talk here in a few minutes, so we're going to take a break with Bryan. I'm probably going to leave while Tausch is talking to Bryan in the next segment. Before we do that, need to remind you, I certainly felt like I needed to escape yesterday. And I could have just gone down to Milwaukee and Potawatomi Casino Hotel, where they have the biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or getting away from social media. And you're just steps away from everything cool that's happening inside. And I'm always hungry even when I'm irritated. And I would have had all kinds of great options. Dream Dance Steakhouse, The Marketplace, Rock and Brews, which has always been my favorite, Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, and Cream City Coffee Company. And if I was planning a wedding, no. Anniversary coming up, though, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More with Bryan Bulaga next, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
You can't sit here and tell me that you're comfortable with the idea of the Green Bay Packers playing 8 games without Mike Parsons.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That's very uncomfortable. That's extremely uncomfortable.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. In 2026, Wisconsin women's hockey star Caroline K.K. Harvey won an Olympic gold medal, her 3rd NCAA National Championship, the National Player of the Year Award, and now the AmFam Championship Celebrity Foursome with partner Andy North. Harvey reflected on her remarkable year over the weekend at the AmFam Championship.
Amazing teammates, coaches, staff. It takes a village to win gold, win a national championship, and I definitely had to pinch myself in the time that I've had off. And really been able to reflect. I've been able to think about these experiences and just how grateful I've been for this year.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
The first thing I thought about is, what am I going to do?
Peggy and Willie were injured when a driver ran a stop sign.
I was injured pretty bad, and they rushed out to me and made sure that I got the medical attention that I needed to make that recovery. One call, that was all, and everything went well.
Here for you 24/7. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Experience the future of recovery at Carbon World Health. They've brought Escape Robotic Massage to Madison, the world's first AI-powered, fully automated therapeutic massage that's customized to your body every time. Using advanced body scanning, Escape maps your muscles and delivers precision-calibrated pressure to release tension, reduce inflammation, and accelerate recovery. Book your Escape session at Carbon World Health and feel what the future of wellness really feels like. Carbon World Health, your body optimized.
Hi, it's Eric with Canopy Wealth Management. Taxes are intricate, and even smart savers can unknowingly work against themselves without a clear tax strategy. At Canopy, we help you assess your options and you make more intentional decisions with your money. Small adjustments today can lead to meaningful differences in your long-term financial future. At Canopy Wealth Management, care, competence, clarity is not just a tagline, it's our promise. Get started today at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Continuing with Bryan Bulaga, I'm going to pull and this will be a very old reference that I'm not even sure Blue will get. But Mike Myers used to have his character on SNL, Linda Richmond, Coffee Talk. Talk amongst yourselves. And I'm going to give you a topic, and I'm going to listen on my walk to Matt LaFleur's press conference, which will be starting with construction surrounding him in about 10 minutes.
Is the auditorium, media auditorium, still
being built? Why are they doing that?
I don't know why.
Must be booked out.
They're treating
it's
treating
not.
that auditorium the way you treat your snowblowers.
Yeah, it's the snowblower of auditoriums.
I believe Matt LaFleur, with talking before these practices, wants to already be down on the field, so I think it's more of a convenience factor for him than it is that the auditorium is not available. But here's what I want you guys to discuss, and then I'll...
That's an alpha move. That's a power move.
And then I'll hang... Tausch, I gotta go.
Well, go.
So here's what I would like... I'll hang up and listen.
All right.
Lucas Van Ness had a very big day yesterday. He beat Jordan Morgan on a few occasions. He had one play where he got into the backfield so quickly that when Jordan Love tried to escape, he slipped and fell and then just curled up in the fetal position to avoid any serious injury that might have occurred. But I spent a lot of time with two former great right tackles in Packers history. I know better than to put too much stock in shorts, jerseys, and helmets, offensive and defensive line play. Nevertheless, when we're talking about a guy that we're going to keep a very close eye on at left tackle, and a guy that just got the fifth-year option for 2027 that they are counting on to be more productive than Rashawn Gary was when he had Mike Parsons on the opposite side. What, if anything, Bryan Bulaga, can we take from something like yesterday, even if it's something itty-bitty, teeny-weeny that we can take from it? I'll hang up and listen.
Okay, sounds good. Listen, Tausch, and maybe you agree with this or not. I don't take tons of stock in guys having a big day in OTAs. It's not really my. I don't know. It's not really my go-to like deciding factor if guys are going to have a big year. We'll just put it that way. It's probably the lowest thing on the totem pole for me. I mean, the only positive thing that I take away is that he's healthy, he's moving around good, he feels good, he looks strong, he looks comfortable in the new defense, and that's about all I take away from it. Do I think that translates to success when the season kicks off? Well, remains to be seen, right? What I don't like, and I'll say this because you went through a lot of OTAs, I went through a lot of OTAs. I don't like linemen getting beat in OTAs. Like, I'll just put it that way. Like, I don't like when O-linemen get beat in OTAs and DNs have huge splash days in OTAs. Like, to me, I just don't. Like, I get if one guy is going at a certain tempo, but like, you're the starting left tackle. That should not be happening. Like, if that makes sense. If I went out there in OTAs, or you went out there in OTAs, or Bakhtiari or Clifton, and Clay was beating my head in like a drum, and Clay was just getting sacks every other play or pressuring Aaron every other play, and Aaron was falling on the ground, I'd get chewed out, and that would not happen again. like that's done. Like clearly I need to elevate what I'm doing in these sessions because it's not up to snuff, right? So to me, I look at it two different ways. Like, we're both guys on the same tempo page. Was one guy going way less and one guy was going way more, or is Jordan Morgan struggling at that position? I don't know. But I don't take a bunch of stock into it, but I will say that I don't like linemen getting beat in OTAs. It just doesn't. It's not a good look, because you shouldn't. You should not be getting beat in OTAs.
Yeah, so here are a couple things. I think from Lucas Van Ness's standpoint, you want to see these guys running around, showing their athleticism, hand slaps. It always irritated me when guys would just line up and bury their head in my chest and try to bull you with no pads. That doesn't translate, because with pads on, it's like, just bring it on, man. That's cool. I'm not real interested in doing it, but there is the competitiveness of, I don't want to get beat. I'm going to do whatever. If I have to tackle you with no pads on or choke you, I will do that. If you're going to keep doing that, I am not going to let you do that. So I did not watch the footage of it. The report that Jason just gave, obviously Lucas Van Ness had a good day, because I saw Domofsky kind of saying similar things. And I don't know how much of that was against Jordan Morgan. I don't take as much stock in that. I agree with your assessment of, I'm not interested in a guy getting beat 7 or 8 times. But if there's a bull rush, or if there's something that happens once or twice during the course of a 2-hour practice, I'm not bothered by it, because we all know, sliding around and moving your feet and doing your drills and your technique, that's what this time of the year is for. It's not about taking on a bunch of power and everything else. That is for pads, and that's where that translates. And most evaluators and coaches are looking at it and saying, yeah, that guy looks great. He's an all Hudson guy. He's an all Nitschke guy. He's an all Clark Hinkle guy. Those are all great. Let's see it when we actually throw pads on, which, again, only happens 12 or 13 times in the course of July and August. That's when it needs to show up, and then in games. But I am not remotely concerned about Jordan Morgan off of these reports. I actually look at it from the perspective of, all right, maybe Lucas Van Ness is starting to add some of the things that he needs to become a better pass rusher. It can't just be, I'm strong like a bull. I will bull you over, because you might get one or two of those in a 70-snap game. Good offensive tackles. Every good offensive tackle that I know can handle power. It's all the counters off of it that make the guys special. That's why Mike is so special. That's why Myles Garrett's so special. So I'm not overly concerned from Jordan Morgan's standpoint. Now, if the next 2 days come up and it's you have Sorrell beating him and everybody else, now all of a sudden I'll be like, oh boy. That's more the concern level that I would have from an OTA.
Yeah, I mean, and well, you're right. I mean, if it's a couple bull rushes, and that's not concerning to me. I mean, that's if the report came out said Van Ness bull rushed him twice and beat him twice, I'd be like, all right, well, that defeats the purpose of the drill. That literally defeats the purpose of what you're doing out there. It's supposed to be hand combat, working on moves, not just bull rushes and helmets. Like that's not the point of OTAs, at least in my opinion. That's why it all depended on who you went against from the defensive standpoint of what type of work you were going to get that day. Honestly, like I mean, if you went against a younger guy that was just bearing his head down in your chest, it's kind of like, all right, like this is it's a little old. It's a little old right now, but I'm not. Again, Jordan Morgan and how he progresses in OTAs and things like that, like, yeah, it would be fun to watch and monitor and see how he looks and things like that. But even when they get into camp, right, and it's Packer versus Packer, yes, there's good information you can see with pads on. I'm more interested is when those joint sessions come about and you're with a different team. And you're going against an actual opponent, and those guys treat it as a game during practice. Like, that's what joint sessions are. And that, to me, will be more interesting than anything is how is he performing in those, because that's how you're going to get your snippets of how this season will go, because that's how those practices are set up, essentially.
Yeah, when you're looking at Lucas Van Ness, because, again, Jordan Morgan – I don't even love critiquing non-padded practices O-line wise. I get why people do. But Lucas Van Ness and what Micah Parsons has had to say, I have to imagine that gives Lucas a ton of confidence. And what do you think he needs to do to go from being a big, strong Iowa Hawkeye alum and handling all of that to being that next level player? Because his floor is what it is, right? He's a strong dude who's a good enough athlete, needs to stay healthy. But what do you think he needs to do, and how much do you think he can lean on Micah to kind of maybe take that next step where he can be a 7 to 10 sack guy and really put a lot of pressure on opposing offenses?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the day, like, and I'm hoping he had learned this through his first few years in the league, that, like, and you said it earlier, just running through tackles in the NFL just doesn't work. It's
what tackles want. It's what we want them to do.
Yeah, it's not a way to win consistently at the edge position in the NFL. So, like, what I'm hoping that he's done, and obviously when Micah, speaks highly of you and gives you that confidence, it should trigger in your brain that what I've been doing is positive and, like, I'm on the right track. Mm-hmm. But to me, what Lucas needs to develop, it is, and it was what Clay was so good at. I'm not comparing Clay to Van Ness at all. Please, like, I'm not saying that. But what Clay was so...
Cheesehead TV.
Clip it.
What Clay was so good at was shocking guys with a bull rush and how quick his second move was off of that. Mm-hmm. Whether it was a spin, whether it was a chop, whether it was a double hand swipe and rip. Like, Clay was so good at hitting guys with a bull rush and then redirecting super quick into another move, right? Like, and to me, that's what made Clay so difficult to block, is because
Can Lucas do that? Can Lucas get that? Because you're right. The key is you use that power to get guys like us to set our feet and to anchor down. And then you get those quick hands, you get the rip where you have concrete boots on because, boy, I don't want to take on, I have to anchor to take that power on. That's why Clay was so good. Is Lucas Van Ness athletic enough to do those counters?
I see, and that's kind of where I'm hesitant to say yes, because Clay was a freak athletically.
Yeah,
like he was an absolute freak show athletically. Van Ness is a different body build clearly than Clay, but he has to develop something of that nature because his base moves are power. They're power rushes, whether they're long arms or two arm or just straight bull rush. That's his go-to, right? Like that's going to be, but it's, can he develop one or two things outside of that to get him home more consistently? And like you're watching, like he's not going to move laterally like Micah. Not a chance. There's absolutely no way. Nobody moves that way. But watching what Micah does when he does strike power and he drives for about 2 steps and then works something really quick off of that, that's what Van Ness needs to develop. After he starts driving with power, work, an arm over or a rip or a chop off of it, disengage the chop. Like it's striking tackles hard enough to get them, like you said, get their feet in concrete and then work moves off of that. And if he can develop 1 or 2 of those within this offseason into training camp and then to week 1, he can easily be a 7 to 10 sack guy, in my opinion. I think he has that. And he's got the motor with it too, right? Which is very important. It's not a guy that just like, oh, I got blocked and now I'm just going to just kind of stand here.
I know you didn't say Clay Matthews, not Micah. Bosa? Who would you say, you know what, watch some film because body type and moves, is it Hutchison? Who would you tell him, hey, this would be a good dude for you to study some of those secondary moves? Because Micah Parsons could tell you, oh, yeah, no, that's easy. Just get him doing this and then use this and turn the corner. Clay, I don't move like that. So who would you say, you're telling him, who do you think he should look at?
I think Hutch is a great guy to watch. I think Hutch is a great guy to watch and kind of study how he sets moves up and how he hits moves one and, hits his first move and then counters into the second. Like, I think he is a phenomenal guy to probably watch. Now, I don't know all their comparables and measurables and things like that, but you look at Hutch, he's a bigger guy, bigger bodied guy. He's not smaller like Micah, so to speak. Clay was even a smaller body frame as well. That's not what Van Ness is, and that's not what Hutchinson is. Hutchinson's a bigger, broader guy. There's a lot of, we'll just say it, body to grab. So how is he able to shock guys and work off of that and work moves to get himself free and get home? I mean, yes, Hutchinson is a power rusher, right? Like that is his bread and butter. Just like Van Ness, it's power. Like it is, he works speed on a wider angle into power, and then he straight arms and works edges off of that. Yeah. So like that to me would be a guy that I would study hard and see what he does and see when is he hitting his power rush on his second step? Is he hitting it on his third step? And when does he hit his counter? Does he hit it on the 5th step? Does he hit it immediately after? Like that would be a guy that I would study because he's been doing it at a really high clip, and he even did it when he came back from that nasty leg injury. So clearly Hutchinson had to adjust his game after that leg injury because he's not the same exact person as he was prior, but he figured it out, and he still had tons of sacks last year too. Yep. So like that would be a guy that I would study and watch. That's a perfect comp to. I'm not saying they're comparable players, but what I'm saying is watch how these guys are making hay essentially. How are they getting home? And doing it so consistently, and you can learn from guys that are built similarly to you and have a similar strength that is power rushing to work counters off of that.
Yeah, I just hope he has. I mean, he's going to have all kinds of opportunities once Micah gets back to go one-on-one, and that's where you need to make it work. And I think he's got that great floor. Now let's see where his ceiling is. Blue,
Always great stuff. Any World Cup? I didn't even know the World Cup is going on. Isn't that coming up here soon? Like starting tomorrow or today? Or you got any? You're our soccer guy. So any? You want to leave us with anything? Go for it.
Yeah, tomorrow opening night. I believe it's Mexico versus South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the opening game.
Why wouldn't we open? Why wouldn't we have the U.S. open in this thing? Like, what are we doing?
Because we're not very good.
I know, but we're going to be. We'll watch.
Yeah, I mean, people would watch. I think, when does U.S. open? Do they open Friday or Saturday?
I think they're Friday. I don't know for sure, though.
Yeah, I
not a ton of buzz about this. I would think I'd know more about this because I'm a sports fan. It has not been very buzzy. Am I crazy to say that?
No, it hasn't been. And I think once the games get going and you start to see the teams that are playing well and separating, there'll be more juice. Now that they've opened the field up, I mean, there's teams that have no business even being in this because they've expanded the field that are in it, that it kind of dampens it down. It's like the NCAA tournament's going to be when they introduce more teams. It's going to be like, does this team even really belong in this tournament? Probably not, but they like money and they're going to make as much money as they possibly can.
Bradley might even make a tournament, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Nice. That's how bad it's going to be.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, potentially.
Right,
Bradley,
USA and Paraguay, 8 o'clock Friday night.
Paraguay.
Yeah.
Who wins it, Blue? Give us your prediction. I'm going to go France. I think France wins it. Who you got?
I like France a lot. I think France is a little susceptible at the back. I think they can get got because they're attacking.
Get got from the back.
Their attacking prowess is so good. They have such good attacking players that they leave themselves vulnerable at times. When they're getting countered. So that's why I like Spain. Spain is balanced.
España.
They play beautiful football. They're moving it around. They have phenomenal players front to back. I mean, I just think I think Spain is probably my favorite at this point in time.
There we go.
And especially if they stay healthy during the tournament. Hard to bet against them. But France is, I think, depending on how the bracket works out, that would be the dream final, in my opinion.
Okay. And there you have it. There is our World Cup breakdown, and that'll probably be about all we get till Bryan joins us next week. Thanks much, Blue. Always appreciate you.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Just like I always appreciate being a UW Credit Union member, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They help reach your financial goals and give fees the stiff arm. UW Credit Union can help. No monthly fees and overdrafts that never cost more than $5. They'll save members over $12 million per year. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions to apply. Jason is going to join us here shortly, but before he does, I got to talk to Jesse about this baby ballpark again and where the Milwaukee Brewers fit last night. It's going to be quick. We'll do that in 2 minutes. Back on Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This is Wisconsin linebacker Mason Posa.
Mason Posa shuts the door.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers back at minicamp practice this morning up in Titletown. Stick around. Jason Wilde hosting the show live in Green Bay as the Packers get set for day 2 of minicamp practice. One of the big stories of this offseason, Christian Watson's contract extension that became official last week. Watson met with the media yesterday, talked about himself and other key members of the Packers offense being locked in now for the coming seasons.
Jay Love locked in, Jay Reed locked in, MG locked in for the next couple of years. Hopefully 8-5 over there will be locked in too. Just to have kind of just the foundation of our offense locked in for the next couple of years. I think will be huge for us just in terms of finding consistency in our offense and just having those go-to guys available for the long term. I think it will definitely be big for us in the flow of our offense.
Christian Watson yesterday meeting with the media. Matt LaFleur speaking with Jason Wilde and other reporters right now up in Green Bay. We'll recap it all coming up on Wilde and Tausch, 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, Pack Vikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, I think we figured out the formula for the worst possible scenario for clock management on Wilde and Tausch.
What's that? You think this
you
is
running the
worst?
show all by yourself with Bulaga joining as a guest. It's 10:24.
Yeah. Well, I made the mistake. And again, I didn't know the World Cup. I was listening to a podcast on my walk this morning. And World Cup being here, him being a big soccer fan, I had to throw him that bone. Just like I get my tennis bone thrown. He went a little long. So I'm putting that on Bulaga.
You're going to put that on him even though you asked him the question at 10:17 when we were already way past. Never mind.
Yeah, if we got out at 10:18 or 10:19, we're all content. That's the normal time for Bulaga.
Very Truman-like of you. The 10 o'clock hour starts at almost 10:30 on Wilde and Tausch. Jesse and Tausch for the time being. That's because Jason is in attendance at Matt LaFleur's press conference before minicamp practice number 2 going on today up in Green Bay. He will host the remainder of the show coming up live from Green Bay as the Packers get back to practice. He'll share insights and observations as we continue on.
I did find Bulaga's stuff on Lucas Van Ness, and listen, man, the Jordan Morgan component to this, he's going to be scrutinized all training camp. Doesn't need to be, in my opinion, doesn't need to be scrutinized on a Tuesday of OTAs, minicamp. Like, I'm just not doing that. But when Lucas Van Ness's name keeps popping, that's a really good sign. I think he obviously knows it's a big boy year for him. He's got the option that's there, but he needs to have a big year. He's a first round pick. He has not lived up to probably the expectations he had for himself. And I just think when you start looking at what he has, all the skills to be a really good football player. And we've seen glimpses of what he can do. It's been very good. Now he just needs to consistently do it. And I think he needs to get some counters. Unfortunately, I wish we weren't having this conversation 4 years in, because I said this when he got drafted. It was, man, he has this foundation of power. That's going to be great in the NFL. But it ain't going to be good enough to be a big-time player. You're going to be a nice, solid, steady NFL player. That's fine if you're a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick. You're 12th overall, 13th overall, whatever it was. The expectation game's higher. You got to have a little wiggle, a little jiggle to get to the QB, and having those counters off of that power is where I think he needs to elevate. And I hope, even though it wasn't padded and everything else, I hope that that's part of it. And I really think not only Micah's effect on the field, where you're going to have one-on-one cover, you're going to have one-on-one blocking schemes against you almost exclusively when Micah's back, and then also the way Micah approaches the game, studies the film, leads, that can be such a force multiplier for LVN and for a Sorrell. That's why you should be excited about it. But we were excited about that with Rashawn Gary too, and it didn't maybe work out the way we had hoped.
We'll talk more about Lucas Van Ness and what you guys all had to say when Jason returns to join the show coming up live from Packers Minicamp. You did tease going into the start of this hour. You wanted to talk about the baby stadium in Vegas. What'd you have on the Brewers last night?
I mean, it's ridiculous. How many home runs have the A's hit in this series? It's like 12.
I think they scored every run on home runs last night.
And their routine, again,
there were a couple of pop-ups that ended up going yard, yeah.
Dehumidifying the balls in the thin air.
5 home runs last night for the Las Vegas
12 now for
A's.
the course of 2 games, right? Is that the number? That's absurd. It's absurd. So, and it's not as cute when the Brewers lose, right? It's not quite as cute.
No.
When the Milwaukee Brewers don't win. All of a sudden, all you guys, you and Bruss talking about how awesome watching that game is, and Is it? So let's get this series done and move it along. This is crazy town.
I mean,
hopefully when they get the new stadium actually built, it'll be a major league stadium and not one of these little pop-up shops.
It will. They showed the renderings of it last night. Churio had a pop-up that ended up going for a home run, I think, to lead off the game. It was in the top of the first inning. It was a 2-run dinger, so he wasn't the first batter of the game, but it was very similar to what we saw on Monday night. So they're back at it tonight, 1 hour earlier tonight than the last 2 games, 8:05 first pitch, so it might actually end before midnight this time around. Last night it actually ended up like 11:40. I went to bed before midnight last night. So stick around and listen to it tonight on 620 WTMJ and 100.5 ESPN Madison. All right, Tausch, before we play trivia, you want to tell everybody about Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
I do indeed. Hard Rock Casino Rockford is about an hour outside of Madison and a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. They offer the most generous and most frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. And today is for the classic rockers at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Guests who are 55 and older invited to the Hard Rock Cafe. You get 50% off meals of $40 or less. Play, dine, shop, enjoy live shows, and, of course, that great sports book. Probably a home run or 2 that you could look at for tonight's game against the Las Vegas A's. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. So we're going to do a little trivia here.
Yeah,
right,
I might get my dream come true. Jason's at Matt LaFleur's press conference. We'll see if he's ready to rejoin us coming up next. You're stepping away for a moment before you rejoin us. I might hold this down solo. This might be my time to shine, finally.
It's finally what you've always wanted, and you now get to go do it. Good luck with trivia.
Chase the dream and the fame. I might get both here. Wisconsin Geography Wednesday on Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Caller number 10 right now at 844-770-3776. Caller number 10 right now, 844-770-3776. Your chance to play Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf on a Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. Caller 10 plays trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. With postseasons for basketball and hockey winding down, preparations for summer travel are ramping up. And whether that means weekend travel for sports around the state or big vacation plans driving around the country, make sure your vehicle is ready for every challenge by checking in with the fantastic service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Tune-ups, battery checks, oil changes, and tire rotations are all part of the regular maintenance your vehicle may need to avoid any issues that could be road trip ruiners. A stop to see the service team at Zimbrick Chevy before you go means focusing on things to see and places to eat and less worrying about the inner workings of your vehicle. Call or click to schedule a service appointment before your summer road trip with the great team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Check them out online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions presented by Siding Unlimited. Trust Siding Unlimited with your next window and door project.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
You train hard, you work hard, but are you recovering well? At Sauna Day, Wisconsin's first thermal bathhouse in downtown Madison, we bring together the science of heat, cold, and rest, shown to support cardiovascular health, reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and boost mental clarity. Whether it's post-workout, easing sore muscles, or just a couple hours to reset, this is recovery that's proven to work across the centuries. Go solo or bring your crew. Sauna Day, proven to raise vitality and designed to feel good.
Viva Las Brewers.
Your money, you know what else? You're a big winner tonight.
He took a rip and he drilled it high and deep into the night. Watch it fly. Goodbye.
Madison's home of the Crew, 100.5 ESPN.
We temporarily say goodbye to Old T and say hello to me. Matt LaFleur done addressing reporters inside the Don Hudson Center because it is raining cats and dogs outside here in Green Bay. We will have some of the highlights from Matt LaFleur coming up, including a very strong statement on rookie fifth-round draft pick Jagger Burton and what he has shown, having gotten some work with the number one offense. Each of the last two open practices we've seen, he was at right guard last week during an open OTA, and at left guard with Aaron Banks missing some time yesterday. So we'll talk about what Matt LaFleur saw first, and for trivia presented by Vortex Golf and Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Vortex Golf, rangefinders you can bet on, and by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs, they believe in better.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is Andy in Union Grove, a first-time contestant.
Good
Andy,
morning,
good morning.
fellas.
How you doing, buddy?
Good morning. Doing great.
Beautiful day here in Green Bay. Is the weather nice in Union Grove, or are you getting soaked as well?
Sun is shining. A little hot, but we'll survive.
Well, that's nice.
Storm's
Packers
coming.
going through their calisthenics. Time now for so here's what we're going to do. Since Tausch usually plays along with Wisconsin Geography Wednesday trivia, and he stepped away, and I'm back. Jesse is going to ask the questions. I will make sure that I don't help, because Tausch doesn't really help when he does this. But I'm going to play along and see if I agree or disagree with Andy. So, Jesse, take it away.
Feels like the Wizard of Oz. People come and go so quickly here. I'm the only one constant on the show all day today. All right, Andy.
Yeah, you're the constant. Yeah, you're the constant.
You know
Yes,
me.
That's true.
Always here, showing up. Question number 1, Andy in Union Grove. Micah Parsons and Jordan Love co-hosted the annual Green Bay charity softball game last weekend. Played each year at which of these Wisconsin stadiums? Was it at Neuroscience Group Field in Appleton, American Family Field in Milwaukee, or my old stomping grounds of Bloom Park in Muskego?
Let's go with A.
Jason?
As much as I wanted it to be the Muskego Home Park, I will agree with Andy. Neuroscience Group Field in Appleton.
And you both are correct. Yes, that is where that softball game took place. Did you go, Jason? I know you had to get back from the AmFam Championship on Friday. You didn't come to my after party. Did you go to Micah's softball game?
I did not. I snubbed him like I snubbed you.
Nice. All right, Andy, you're on the board. Question number 2. Longitudinally.
Longitudinally.
You just can't help yourself, Jason. You like it too much.
No, I can't.
Which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest east? East. Is it Stockbridge, Stevens Point, or Sturtevant?
Oh, jeez.
I'll say Sturtevant.
Sturtevant is the guess from Andy. Jason?
I honestly don't know this one, so I'm going to agree with Andy and hope that he got it right.
He did! Sturtevant down
Well
near
done.
Racine.
Nice, 2 for 2.
Pretty close to Lake Michigan in the southeast part of the state. Stockbridge is east of Lake Winnebago, but a little further west than Sturtevant is. Question number 3. This is inspired by my friend John, who is getting married later this year, and I realized I didn't know where this city is. Which of these statements is true when describing the location of Kewaskum, Wisconsin? Which of these is true?
For the radio show.
True, describing the location of Kewaskum, Wisconsin. Who are you talking to, Jason?
Adam Stenovich.
Oh, hey,
Once in a while, I'm listening to the headphones.
Tell him what's up. All right. Which is true, Andy, of Kewaskum? Kewaskum is north of West Bend. Kewaskum is south of Beaver Dam. Or Kewaskum is west of Oshkosh. Only one of those is true. Which is it?
I have no idea. So let's go B.
Andy says B. Kewaskum is south of Beaver Dam. Jason?
So, considering that Andy doesn't know that, I'm not going to agree with him. He said south of Beaver Dam.
That is what Andy said.
I'm going to say north of West Bend. Was that the first choice, right?
That
North
it was.
of West
Yes.
Bend?
It is not
Okay.
west of Oshkosh. Unfortunately for Andy, it is north of West Bend.
Nay! Give me an entry.
So Jason is correct. Andy is incorrect. Andy, that means you get 3 of the possible 4 entries into our drawing on Friday for the Vortex Golf and Cousin Subs gift package. Back to you, Jason.
Andy, I'm sorry. I would much rather have you gotten the third one right than me, but you still got a good chance of winning the prize pack on Friday from Vortex Golf and Cousin Subs. Buddy, we appreciate you playing for the first time. Hope you'll play again. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. Love ya.
All right, love you guys.
That is Wilde and Tausch Trivia. So I am standing at the far end of the field, and all the other media members are at the opposite end of the field. So I think Steno was giving me a hard time for like standing on my own, like I have body odor or don't have any friends. Which also, those may be true as well, frankly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice of him to notice and say hi. So we will continue now that we have completed Wilde and Tausch Trivia presented by Cousin Subs and by Vortex Golf. We'll have more as the Packers minicamp practice number 2 rolls on, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. But you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
The sound of summaries on ESPN Madison.
Mizorowski, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
To high drive. Fair and gone.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Hit well. Back. It is gone.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
Well, my friends, it's June. Summer is here, and Zimbrick European is celebrating its 61st birthday. If you're even thinking about getting a new or used luxury vehicle, now is the time to buy at Zimbrick European. Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Porsche, the selection of European vehicles is unmatched. And my friends over at Zimbrick European are ready to help you find your new ride. I know you'll get not only an amazing vehicle, but an outstanding delivery experience, including a big red bow. Stop by Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Homer on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Olson Toon Landscaping, helping homeowners and businesses across Dane County create and maintain outdoor spaces since 1997. Learn more and contact the team today at olsontoon.com.
Whatever you do, make sure you know what that music means. It means the goats. Steve the Homer True is on the Yuengling Goat Hotline. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, 197 years old, now in Wisconsin. 6 generations, family owned and operated. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Please enjoy responsibly. And when I think of responsible, I think of the GOAT, Steve the Homer True. Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. So we spent a lot of time talking about Keisean Nixon, and I am curious because you're a relatively opinionated fella. What is your opinion of Keisean Nixon?
My opinion about how good he is?
However you would like to interpret that. What is your opinion of Keisean Nixon?
The fact that he is where he is proves what a problem they have at cornerback. He has no business being viewed as he's viewed. I think there have been a situation, and I don't know if it's exactly, but it was like, it reminds me of Alan Lazard. Whatever he isn't what they have him listed as. So, does that mean he's no good? No. But it just proves they need better.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one, and I know Jesse loves to compare people to Alan Lazard, but this comp is actually an accurate one. Like, if you've managed the wide receiver position properly and, I don't know, extended Devontae Adams like you should have, then Alan Lazard is never your number one wide receiver, which is what he was in 2022. And if you have managed the cornerback position the way you should have, then Keisean Nixon is not your number one corner in 2026. So I think that's a really good comp. Now, what I would say is this, and I was just talking to somebody about this, like, I just don't think people have an accurate view of what Keisean Nixon is. He is not a great shutdown, number one, top dollar, first team all-pro corner. We all know that, and he may think differently, but he's a solid starter. He plays. He can be a little inconsistent, like every other cornerback on the planet, but he is not the player that fans view him as being. I don't like. I understand they don't like him. I get it, but I think he is a better player than he gets credit
I think
for.
they like him. I disagree with that.
So my experience from yesterday when Cheesehead TV posted what they did from my conversation with Tausch on our show, I mean, they got 193 replies at my last count, and I would say 188 of them were negative. Like, people just don't like him.
In what context?
About that they don't think he's any good. They certainly.
That's separate to me. Yes, it's like they didn't like Lazard. I think that's they don't like him as the number one cornerback, but that's not his fault.
No, they don't.
Like,
they don't.
Question is, do you like Keisean Nixon? I'm going to do that as a discount liquor Twitter poll question. I want to see what it is. Do you like Keisean Nixon? And I might
we'll get about
say,
76 votes.
As a person, but I don't know if that's. If you say, do you like him, that can be influenced by as a number one quarterback. And I don't want to do that. But
so I think it goes beyond just the fact that they don't think he's as good. And again, you can text us on the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776.
So what's their complaint with him?
There was the tackle at the goal line. They didn't like what they saw there, that he turned down on the touchdown during the playoff game, which I don't think even if he meets that, can't remember if it was Manung guy, but if he meets him head on, he still scores a touchdown. He just gets run over in the process. But I get it.
Did he respond to why he did it? Why he acted that way on that play?
No, because we that was the game where Nate Hobbs wouldn't let us talk to him after the game, where he was like running interference for him, which was also obnoxious at a high level. So I think it's that. I think there's some people that think
we can still ask him.
I mean, I could ask him today. I think they think he's brash. I will let him know. Yes, the GOAT wants to know. Yeah. I think he's a little brash. I think it is his. I think it's also just the fact that this is a guy who is not. He does not have the pedigree of a number one corner, and I mean they signed him for next to nothing in his first contract when he left the Raiders, where he was barely playing. Then he ends up being a first-team All-Pro kickoff return guy and punt return guy. Then he does make the comment, which I also think rubbed people the wrong way, that he didn't want to return kicks anymore, right? I think people took that and said, who is this guy? So that bothered them. And then, obviously, what corners do get burned. They all do. Even the best ones do on occasion. But he was the 41st rated corner on Pro Football Focus. That makes him in the top 20 of number 2 corners, which I would argue would be fair, right? Or maybe even higher if you got to go 32 down for number 1 corners. He's in the top 10 to 12 of number 2 corners. That's what he should be on this team. If he was your number 2 corner, I would think people would love him, but he's not. He's their number 1 corner, and he doesn't measure up. So I was surprised. Well, not surprised. I knew what was going to happen when they posted that, but it was the negative reaction toward him is what drives engagement. All right. The other player that I wanted to. Yes, please do.
Well, the discussion about Van Ness, how long, and people know this better than I, because basically like, oh, this is all garbage. Like he's in what number of year? Oh, he's going to learn this. Dude, if he ain't learned it by now, he ain't ever learning it. And you can
just
bring
wait,
on
Homer. You're telling me that your distinguished broadcasting career, both play-by-play and hosting a show, you didn't get better from year 3 to year 5. You were the same guy from year 2 to year 41. Like, come on.
You're 41.
Okay, wait a minute. Again, why don't you ask a plumber? This is not about me. This is not about plumbers. You played in the NFL. You can
get better.
Tell me a player. Hold on. Just tell me one player, a defensive player, who elevated
Trey
the game.
Hendrickson.
What is Van Ness?
Trey Hendrickson.
What?
Trey Hendrickson.
Okay, explain what happened.
Okay, so Trey Hendrickson was a guy who's a nice player, nothing great. And about year three or 4, all of a sudden something clicked and he started figuring things out. And then he went to Cincinnati and he's become he was a wrecking ball there. Jared Allen's another guy who was a low pick.
Okay, how many guys in Green Bay have you ever seen? How many guys in Green Bay in all your time in Green Bay?
Hey, you just asked me.
I know you
Aaron
gave me an
Campman.
answer. I can't ask another question.
Aaron Campman.
You gave me
Nick
an answer.
Perry.
2 guys from other teams.
All right, hold up. Aaron Campman. Nick Perry is a good example of somebody that had a slower start to their career, and by year 3, 4, they ended up getting better and better, and ended up having a better pass rush, got more moves, figured some things out. Those are 2 just off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more. Vonnie Holiday, I think, got a lot better as he got there. As he continued to play.
No, that's garbage. Come on.
What do you mean that's garbage?
That bad choice. No, but
why?
Van Ness is in his 4th year?
Yeah, he is. 4th year.
Van Ness. Yeah, like Vonnie Holiday, what did he do the 4th? Come on. You just say, I'm sorry about Vonnie Holiday. That doesn't.
So, another example.
Because people watch him play long before his 4th year.
Derek Engler just texted me. Michael Strahan started off his career pretty slow, and I think he got a little bit better with moves and everything else. He ended up becoming a Hall of Fame player. He wasn't after year 2 or 3.
I'd have to look.
Well, Derek would have played with him.
Derek was his teammate. I think you want to take Strahan back. You're getting worse. You're going goofy now. It's hurting your position. But if you want to throw Strahan in there, you just go right ahead.
Well, I just did, and his former teammates listening
I know
to the show just texted me.
Destroyed your position.
Longtime single-season sack leader.
You compared Van Ness in terms of what you're asking to do, similar to what Michael Strahan did. That's correct. Do I have that right? That was my question.
No.
You
asked, Homer. Don't misconstrue things. I'm not interested. Well,
okay, I want to make sure you explain your position correctly.
Okay.
Yes.
You asked
explain
me.
Explain your position on Strahan comparing.
If you'd stop yelling at me, I could tell you what it is. Here's what you
I will.
asked.
I want to make sure you do it right.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. You asked me who gets better. You didn't even know I was back on the show. You asked the question, who gets better in year 4? And I just named 6 guys without even blinking.
I don't agree
in
on
the
bottom.
same position.
I'm accepting that. I need to check those 6. I don't think that the 6 are accurate in terms of what they've done to what Van Ness has done. But then you added Strahan as one of the 6. And I just want to make sure.
Strahan started off his career. People thought of him as a bust when he first got started.
Okay. All right. Okay. I want to look in his career to see exactly when it occurred and what he's done.
All right.
But you realize you have put Strahan in a category that could fit, you believe, with Van Ness. I want to make sure you explain your position when it goes national. Make sure that you explain it.
All I'm saying,
Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer, just compared Van Ness to Michael Strahan.
Shut his mic off.
Which you did.
Shut his mic off. That's not what I said. What I said.
You did compare them.
Homer, you posed the question of who at year 4 could make this jump, because your understanding is that everybody is. This is what it. My point was, and Derek Engler put Michael Strahan out there. So if you want to clip Derek Engler. The guys that are strong players, that are big physical guys.
He didn't play for the Packers for 10 years, offensive line. Go ahead.
You just go ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm getting a taste of. I don't know who I'm getting a taste of, but Homer's irritating me.
Go ahead.
The point that you
I'm
brought
trying to help you.
No, you're not. You're annoying me, and that's fine. I'm open to being annoyed. You asked the question.
You're going to have to answer this multiple times. So practice.
Can you really get better? I don't have a comp for Lucas Van Ness. I'm not putting him in Michael Strahan's category. What I'm saying is Michael Strahan was not the polished pass rusher in year 1, 2, and 3. He continued to add moves, continued to figure out how do I utilize my strength, which was my power, which is going to be Lucas Van Ness's strength. Is his power. How do I utilize that so I can beat these offensive tackles more consistently? Because as I talked with Bulaga about, it's not going to be, I'm going to steamroll you 35 times. I want that as an offensive tackle. How can I utilize that threat of power to utilize into different moves that will get to the quarterback? Strahan figured it out. Hendrickson figured it out. The Bosa brothers figured it out. There's a lot of players that have figured it out. And not saying Lucas Van Ness will, but by all accounts yesterday in a non-padded practice, he had a good day. You have good days in non-padded practices usually by hand swipes and different moves. You're not bull rushing people over, or if you are, nobody cares. There you go.
Okay. All right. You'll get other times to answer it. I mean, you did compare him to those.
Compared to who?
Van Ness to those players.
No, I'm saying Lucas Van Ness, you can't write him off as this is who he is, because he can evolve just like those players evolved. That's my stance. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Other players have not evolved, correct? No, other players in this situation.
We don't talk about those players, Homer. We don't know about them.
We don't want to be accurate.
No, there's 100. Probably for those guys, there's 100 guys that did evolve. So there's a chance Lucas Van Ness is going to be one of those guys, for sure.
Why do you pick him as one of those 6 versus one of the?
I didn't pick him. I'm saying he can. I don't know if he will. He can. You said nobody can do it. Nobody's done it. Year 4, you are who you are. And I said, no, that's not true.
6 out of 200.
Yeah, it's like an albatross.
Now we're cooking. Right. So it is possible, but you would now say that for him to do that would be rare.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that. Now you're going to do okay.
I'll also say
yeah.
He was a 13th overall pick, and that is also very rare. And that means that the Green Bay Packers evaluated his talent and thought he could be one of these albatrosses. Whether or not he's going to be, he has not been yet. And your critique and criticism's fine. But don't just say, because this is where he's been, he can't get any better. Because he's been hurt, and when he's played, he's been a good NFL player. Can he elevate?
You just made my position. Yes, he has a chance. 6 out of 200. I'll go with that. Yes, I'm an accountant. That's a really, really slim chance. And when you present it that way,
3%.
But then my position that it's unlikely is also
How many
accurate.
great
In fact,
pass
I might have been
rushers are there
wrong.
in the NFL?
It's very unlikely.
Not that many.
I don't know.
It's not that many.
You gave me an example. Oh, not that many.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
So then
if
we
you
really shouldn't have high expectations because there aren't that many that good anyway.
Don't have – hey, Pippi Longstocking, I don't care what your expectations are. I'm saying he can be better, and he can be a lot better
Pippi
with Micah Parsons. With Micah Parsons guiding him, I think he has a better chance to be better.
You spend your time telling people about expectations of Jordan Love. That's what we do. So now answer, what is your expectation of Van Ness this year?
My expectations are he's going to be a really good, solid player, and if he can incorporate some of these moves, I think he could be a 7 to 10 sack guy a year because he's going to be singled up all season once Micah's back. Those are my expectations. My expectations aren't that he's going to be Nick Bosa or Michael Strahan, but to say that he can't do that isn't fair to him. That was my point. But you didn't want to. You completely just ran me over and steamrolled it with your own arrogance and just ran with it, and that's fine. You can
my own arrogance. I want to be on record. There is 0% chance that he will ever be in the category of those 6 players. And I can't go 0, so I say 5%. So you brought them at, that's fine because they've done it. But
the odds are you're going to be right. The odds are you'll be right.
And you just said the same. You agreed with me by what you said were your expectations.
No, Jason, that's not true. The point you brought up that I brought these guys into the equation is
I got to go. I'm sorry. I got to go. I forgot.
Yeah, get out of here.
I'm late.
I'm
you can
sick
finish
of you.
however you want. Bye.
You're good. Good night. Jason, the point he made was that you can't. And I'm telling you, you can't.
All right, so, right, but I think, as is often the case with the GOAT, he's always 0 or 100, although I am proud of the fact that I've convinced him now to give up on 0%, and he still gives 5% now, but he really means 0% still. His point is that it is highly unlikely that in year 4, Lucas Van Ness is going to become that type of player. Now, you brought up guys that are obviously very unique not very unique because unique means one of a kind, but they are unusual stories of guys that did not do a whole lot and then became really great players, right? I mean, no one is ever going to say, yeah, I think he's got a chance to be Michael Strahan. It was a good example of a guy who started slow and then came on like gangbusters. I personally think that the things you said about having Micah Parsons whenever that happens and having more single blocking opportunities, I like Lucas Van Ness's chances of being productive. But the odds of him being a 14 sack guy and Parsons being a 16 sack guy, probably not very high, right? The idea of him becoming some of the players that you and Derek Engler brought up are very small, but he can be certainly much better than and more productive than he has been. And I would say that's in part because, one of the reasons why he hasn't been productive is legit injury issues too. Like we all focus on the Christian Watson injuries, like the guy played with a broken thumb all of 2024. It never healed, and he never was able to use that hand very effectively. And as you well know, hand usage for a pass rusher is important. So I don't give him a complete pass. You got to figure out a way to get to the quarterback anyway. But he that was a factor in his minimal production in 2024. Last year, dude missed 7 games. By the way, he missed the same number of games that Christian Watson did, right? But nobody's really talking about the risk of a 5th-year option with Lucas Van Ness for some reason. So, again, I think
here's the deal. Here's the deal.
You guys actually more agree than you are letting on the way you guys.
Homer
you guys
said
just
that
chose
you
words
are who you
differently.
are. No, Homer just said you are who you are, and you can't get any better. And as an athlete, that's complete hogwash, and he should know better. If Lucas Van Ness gives you 7 to 10 sacks in the next 3 or 4 years of his career, you're going to be happier than a clam. Period.
Would you sign him to an extension if he's giving you 7 to 10 sacks this year and next year?
What is the dollar amounts? Is top dollar? No. Middle of the pack dollars? Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we can all agree-ish. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is our crew.
Thompson takes strike 3 called. Fastball right in there, 103 miles an hour. What a finish for Jacob Mizorowski.
Madison's home of the Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here, and take it from me, the best game nights start with pizza. Try the new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, featuring crispy baked Parmesan on the crust for a golden cheesy crunch in every bite. For a limited time, get a medium 1-topping crispy Parm Pan for just $10, or make it a large for just $3 more. Order online at pizzahut.com or download the Pizza Hut app to order and find more great deals. The new crispy Parm Pan Pizza, available now at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Steinhoffels. Shop Beauty Rest mattresses and get a free foundation or $500 off King adjustable base sets, plus a $20 gas card when you test rest a Beauty Rest Black. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. In 2026, Wisconsin women's hockey star Caroline K.K. Harvey won an Olympic gold medal, her 3rd NCAA national championship, and now the AmFam Championship Celebrity Foursome with partner Andy North. Harvey reflected on her remarkable year over the weekend at the AmFam Championship.
Amazing teammates, coaches, staff. It takes a village to win gold, win a national championship, and I definitely had to pinch myself in the time that I've had off and really been able to reflect. I've been able to think about these experiences and just how grateful I've been for this year.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Brewers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year Award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level this offseason? GRB Rays Youth Fall Baseball is built for player development, giving athletes the reps they need to improve. With 2 practices each week and games on Sundays, players stay sharp and keep growing all fall long. And more importantly, the opportunity to elevate their skills when it matters most. Don't just maintain, get better. Register for this fall now at rays.grbacademy.com. That's rays.grbacademy.com.
We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
We'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes after I remind you to tune in to Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. The Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the current episode, so find that on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, your ESPN Wisconsin app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Packers continuing their practice, and I have an observation from what I just watched in a drill that I want to get Tausch's reaction to. I will tee that up for him to kick off the 11 o'clock hour, which we will do in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Live streaming of your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows. Easy access to ESPN Madison on YouTube and daily podcasts so you don't ever miss a second. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. The Green Bay Packers back for mandatory minicamp practice number 2 right now. Up in Titletown, Jason Wilde hosts Wilde and Tausch live in Green Bay as the Packers continue their minicamp practice this morning. Yesterday, Christian Watson met with the media after practice, talking about his contract extension and a bunch of other stars on the Packers offense locked in for the coming seasons.
Jay Love locked in, Jay Reed locked in, MG locked in for the next couple of years. Hopefully 8-5 over there will be locked in too. Just to have kind of just the foundation of our offense locked in for the next couple of years. I think will be huge for us just in terms of finding consistency in our offense and just having those go-to guys available for the long term. I think it will definitely be big for us in the flow of our offense.
Plenty more from Packers minicamp practice coming up next. Wilde and Tausch, 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur, on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. The rain has ceased and desisted for now, but apparently we're going to get some more up here in Green Bay, so the Packers continue to practice inside the Don Hutson Center. And Tausch, this is a guy we spent a lot of time talking about. He has not spent a lot of time on the football field, but watching Marshawn Lloyd go through drills, I can see why they continue to be patient and hopeful and smitten with his potential, because he is sudden, he is explosive, he's just not healthy very often. And if they can somehow figure that out, like I'm sure you remember guys that you played with that when you just watch them burst through a crease in the offensive line or sprint at another gear past a DB to get open. Like you were like, that's different. That's not everybody can do that. And he has that. I mean, I don't. Wow. We haven't seen it obviously on the game field. I think he had 6 carries for 15 yards last year in preseason play. And
he had that one catch down the sideline.
And he had the one catch for
Indy?
Yep, 33 yards. Yep, exactly. Yep. And then we didn't see him again. He's played. I think he's basically played in 3 games. Played in a preseason game last year. Played in a preseason game in Denver 2 years ago, and played in the one game against Indy in the regular season in 2024, and got hurt in that one too. So again, I understand people's reservations about him, but I totally get the siren song of potential that these guys feel. But again, he's got to do it, right? I mean, potential will get you fired, as you've taught me many times.
Indeed, and it's exciting to see that he's out there. I think this is going to be one of those you have to continue to prove that you can stay healthy over and over before we really get super excited about where Marshawn Lloyd is. So it's great that he's explosive. Obviously, the Packers saw that, and we saw it in a very small glimpse. But just like we were talking about Lucas Van Ness, the odds of being able to stay healthy when you've had all of these this injury history, it gets tougher and tougher as you get older, and as you continue to you're rehabbing from one thing and then something else pops up, and it's a frustrating deal. You just want to see him get a chance to really grow and start figuring things out, because unfortunately so much of your time and emotional capacity is utilized on rehabbing and just getting out there. It doesn't allow you to really be the athlete and the performer that you want to be. So all of this stuff is great, but I'm not going to get excited until we see him get 2 or 3 weeks of training camp without, he's got to take this day or he's got to do that. You got to start seeing it. He's got to stack some days and stack some success to get some confidence, both for himself, but also for this staff and for his teammates to know that they can count on him, because talent is great and it gives you all these opportunities. If he wasn't this talented, he wouldn't be in the league anymore. He obviously has that talent that gives you the runway to have a couple of injuries and more chances to showcase it. But I'm guessing his time in Green Bay, this is a huge training camp and preseason for him to show that he can stay healthy and to show off the talent that he obviously has.
All right, I have another player that they are excited about and hopeful about, and I am not, since I like to always say what I'm not doing right before I get clipped by Cheesehead TV. I am not comparing him to one Mark Gerald Tauscher. I'm definitely not doing that. But he is a rookie day 3 pick who plays on the offensive line that there is some genuine buzz about, and Matt LaFleur did nothing to tamp down that buzz. I will tell you who he is, and we'll talk about him after Tausch tells us about American Family Insurance.
Proud partner of Wilde and Tausch from the jump, and since 1927, they've been committed to making life better, and I can appreciate that. Football, you build something that lasts by protecting what matters most. It's no different at home. With the right home and auto coverage from American Family Insurance, you've got protection you can count on.
so you're free to focus on your family and the dreams that you're chasing. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, and all summer long, you know what beverage you'll find in my hand when enjoying some time outdoors. That'll be the cool, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Coors Light. At a baseball game in Milwaukee, grilling in the backyard, out on the golf course, every experience goes from good to great with a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof, with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit everlightroofing.com to get started today. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, and by Events by Design.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Buckin' Honeys. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buckin' Honeys has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buckin' Honeys. We'll see you there.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Packers starting some 11-on-11 work. And a deep strike from Jordan Love to Jaden Reed, who had Edgerrin Cooper in coverage, and he cooked Edgerrin Cooper. So as good as Edgerrin Cooper is, and as athletic as he is, and as fast as he is for a linebacker, he could not catch up to Jaden Reed for what appeared to be about a 70-yard touchdown, with Jordan Love throwing on the run, moving to his left and going deep to his right to Jaden Reed. And blocking on that play at left guard with Aaron Banks not participating. Also committing a false start penalty now, so he's either going to get booted or at least be assessed a 5-yard penalty. Welcome to life as a rookie. It is Jagger Burton. Tausch, a Jagger bomb from Matt LaFleur this morning. This is from Ryan Wood of the Green Bay Press-Gazette, handling the video responsibilities. Matt LaFleur asked about Jagger Burton, who worked at right guard in OTAs last week, and this week is working at left guard without Aaron Banks.
Yeah, I see a really young guy that's extremely coachable, athletic, and is maximizing most of his opportunities. So I think every practice he gets a little bit more comfortable, a little bit better, and I can see him. He's definitely going to be in the mix to compete for playing time this year.
Matt, even though there's obviously aspects to offensive and defensive line play in this setting that aren't great, what's the value for him to get that much work?
Well, I think it's more so just the knowledge of making sure we're, how we're targeting up front, working the combination blocks, just so, it's a great, I would say, introduction for these guys in the preparation for training camp when, the evaluations really count.
That sound you hear in the background is the pouring rain that was hitting the roof of the Hudson Center while Matt LaFleur was talking. The 2 plays after the touchdown to Reed, Jordan Love throws an interception as Javon Bullard makes a ridiculous INT on a pass intended for Christian Watson. So, Tausch, you obviously are the gold standard for a rookie offensive lineman who was not drafted in the first round to come in and play like an NFL player. Jagger Burton, as you just heard Matt LaFleur say, will definitely be challenging for playing time this year as a 5th-round pick out of Kentucky. When he says that, obviously, me and everyone else that is standing around during that conversation, our ears perk up big time, and suddenly now we're thinking of Jagger Burton in a very different way. What does it mean that he's getting these opportunities now? And what does he have to do next to continue this? Because it's one thing to do it here in shorts, jerseys, and helmets. It's going to be another thing, as Matt LaFleur mentioned at the end there, to do it in training camp when they're really evaluating.
Yeah, the big thing on his end is to believe that he can do it. And it sounds as if that's the case, because I do think there's especially when you're a later pick, your goal when you get drafted 5th, 6th, 7th round is I'm going to make the team. And then you start stacking it and you're saying, okay, I'm going to make the team. Now I want to start or I want to play. And you have to kind of go about your business in a way that is, I'm not going to take anything for granted. I'm going to be at everything. I'm going to do everything right. And what you want to hear, and you heard LaFleur say this, being coachable. Coaches love it because for veteran players, you're going to go through the thing and then guys are going to figure it out. You get to refresh a coach by being new, and you have a kind of a new project that you get to work with, and that coach kind of takes that part in, and that's good on his end. But the biggest thing you do, and I don't know how many times I've said this, probably 10,000 times in our 10 years, you have to earn coaches' trust. Coaches don't sleep. Coaches want to be able to sleep at night. And if Jagger Burton is going to be one of those 5, I need to know, man, at practice, he's going to be the same guy. In a game, he's going to be the same guy. And I know what I'm getting. And, whether it's Banks or Sean Ryan or whoever is going to be that guy that you're battling with, you want the coaches to know that they're going to get maximum effort. You're going to have a guy that studies and knows what he's supposed to do, and he can be trusted. And by all accounts, for him to make that kind of a mark this early and to get thrown into the mix in a group that we kind of thought the 5 guys were set, sounds as if that is definitely up for debate. And you as a rookie, you just want to keep that debate going. You don't want any books closed. You want it to continue, and you want to make it incredibly difficult for a coach to say, boy, he's done everything right. We got to put him out there. And once you can get out there, then you show what you can do. And again, this is mini camps and non-padded, but to make that mark and to be in the mix, as LaFleur was saying it, that's all you're looking for throughout this. And then you just, let's get me to July, and I'm going to show you what I really can do when I throw pads on. Once you do that and you get in, you start gaining more reps. Those reps are so, especially now, so valuable with pads on. You better take advantage of them, because it seems as if the opportunity is there for Jaeger Burton to snap one of these spots up. And if he's ready for it, I think the Packers are open to having that happen.
2 other things on this. One, the fact that LaFleur said what he did. Big deal, little deal, or no deal? Because
big deal.
He could have, yeah, right? Deal. Right, because he could have just said, yeah, he's been great, but, we're banged up front. We're just giving him some opportunities. Or he could have called him by
the wrong name. Yeah, I don't even know who that is out there.
Dominique.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that Clay Matthews? Yeah. No, it's always, there's times that coaches kind of feel like they have to say something. And then there's times when coaches will go out of their way to say something. And when they go out of their way to say something, that means they can barely hide their excitement for what this player is. That was I'm going to go out of my way to make this statement about a young offensive lineman, which is pretty awesome when you're Jaeger Burton.
All right. And the other thing, obviously you were at Wisconsin for 5 years. You get your opportunity your final year there, right? Jaeger Burton will turn 24 before the season begins. His birthday is in late August. Now, look, players, everybody's different. So Bryan Bulaga was 20 years old when he was a rookie, and when you suffered your injury, he was ready to step in, and he played at a solid level as a rookie. Does it help, though, if you're going to be thrown into the deep end of the ocean as a rookie offensive lineman to be more mature? I mean, 24 years old, contrast him with one of his classmates, Brandon Cisse, who isn't even legally allowed to drink. He's only 20. So in any way, does that help him deal with the ups, the downs, the, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting this opportunity? Does that help him, and how much does it help him?
I mean, you're asking a question that's fairly obvious to answer yes, because I think anything in life, experience is always going to help you. Does it mean that it's going to push you over the top? No, but of course, the more mature you are and the more physically you're built, the more mentally that you're in a great position, you're going to be better suited to handle what is thrown at you. So, yeah, that's why you're seeing it in college football. And you're going to see more of these stories where guys are 24, 25 years old going to the pros. And it's a huge difference of maturity and physical build and all of the things that you're looking for when you're asking a rookie to start. Those are the things you're most concerned about as an organization is, I don't know if he's mature enough to handle negativity. I don't want to lose his confidence, all those things.
Right.
You're 24, 25, man. You are what you are. This is like the old Darrell Bevell Mormon mission type deals where guys are coming in 25, 26, and you're like, he might be too old to draft. It actually skews the other way because you're going to have more of a finished product in a guy that's 24, 25. They already have kind of lived through it, and they're much more apt and capable of playing earlier because it's not that early in their actual career arc.
And look, this is also a guy who played roughly 50 college football games too. So he is definitely in a different position than maybe some of the other members of his draft class. All right, we'll get to Wo Nelly coming up. Packers continuing their 11-on-11 work inside the Don Hudson Center. Want to remind you again that hopefully you never have to make the call to Gruber Law Offices. Never. I don't want you to call them because that means you've never been seriously injured in an accident. But if you are injured, that is the call you have to make because they are the best in the business. They have the track record. They have the proven case after case after case that they've won over the last 4 decades. So go to the website to find out more at gruber-law.com, or if you have been injured, make the call, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. We go to Jesse Nelson and make the call for Wo Nelly next, so stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
ESPN Madison goes beyond the game. Join us for the Beyond the Game Coaches Panel on June 16th, featuring some of the most successful D1 college coaches in Wisconsin. Hear their unique stories, insights, and personalities during a moderated panel discussion followed by a live audience Q&A. Plus, admission is free. Join us Tuesday, June 16th at One Social Food Hall in Madison, starting at 6 p.m. Go to BeyondTheGameMadison.com for more information and to RSVP to this free event. That's BeyondTheGameMadison.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Have you noticed all the roofing signs in your neighborhood due to the hail damage?
Most of those asphalt roofs have to be replaced.
Most metal roofs do not.
So if you're tired of yard signs and replacing shingles,
consider a Suita metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Paul Hansen here, founder of Iron Jock. Worried about the heat this summer? Don't sweat it. Our gear is made for real life. Iron Jock apparel combines moisture wicking with superior cooling and advanced odor-fighting silver ion technology that eliminates 99.9% of odor causing bacteria, so you are fresh for whatever's next. Our focus is simple. Make apparel that performs hard no matter where you are or what you are doing. Visit us at ironjock.com to experience the difference.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Surfside Iced Tea and Lemonade Plus Vodka is your go-to drink this golf season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. This spring, look out for the brand new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry iced tea and lemonade and blackberry iced tea and lemonade. No bubbles, no troubles. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
It's the summer of suspense for Giannis and the Bucks.
Sources tell me the Milwaukee Bucks are fully open for business on trades and offers around Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Follow along right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Packers practice rolls on. So does Wilde and Tausch with Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Are we experiencing the greatest combination Stanley Cup and NBA Finals of all time? Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. Every game has felt like it's been an instant classic. I watched a lot of the one last night. Hurricanes win it to tie it at 2 apiece. Spurs and Knicks. The Knicks back in the finals. Madison Square Garden. All the celebrities out again tonight. Game 4. Wemby's emergence. The brand of the Knicks. To me, it's the best combination of the two since...
Come on, Tommy.
Like 2013 or 14 when LeBron was with the Heat. And the Blackhawks, I think, were playing the Boston Bruins. And that felt like a big Stanley Cup. That feels like the last time both were as big as they are this year combined.
No, you're palming it. Jason's right. The Gretzky with the LA Kings and the Jordan Bulls was kind of a big deal back in the early 90s. Tell me, all right, Jesse, I'm going to prove my point here. Tell me the 2 stars for the big teams that are in the NHL Stanley Cup.
Tortorella is the coach of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Nope. Tell me, just name a player.
Yeah.
Jordan Stahl, Jesse. Name him.
No, I can't do Stahl. No, I cannot name
Varner. I feel like there's a Varner for
Fred Varner.
I'd say this is the kind of hockey fan I am, which I am not. But if I hear the names, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know who we're talking about. But off the top of my head, can I name a Carolina Hurricane? No, I cannot.
You didn't know Stahl, who had the game-winning goal last night, right?
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay. Whoa, Nelly. Your point is just, yeah. I get what you're doing.
Whoa, Nelly.
You're bringing up because you want to talk a little NBA, you want to talk a little NHL, but the best ever. Like, come on now. Now, I do think the fact that it's New York and they haven't won a championship in forever, and that you have a lot of casuals that are interested in that, and the fact New York's the biggest media market. And the biggest star in the NBA is Wemby right now. So there's a lot of intrigue. And if they could get that 2-2 after 4 games, it's going to be a big number that's going to be watching these games. NHL hockey, it's great hockey. It's been fun, but no, you proved my point.
Indeed you did.
Whoa, no. Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly!
Jesse, are you just boycotting? What are you doing?
Yeah, well, you're laughing at me. I thought you might have more to say on
it. It was funny. No, it was just funny. It's
kind of rude.
Go, please continue.
Brewers.
Are you picking a trivia winner? I swear I just heard,
that was Tausch.
Chips.
That was Tausch in his undisclosed location, putting his sunglasses on. Why did you go sunglasses indoors?
Sun's starting to kick in pretty heavy here in Milwaukee.
Interesting. Brewers and Athletics, the finale in Vegas tonight. Not going to lie, I am having remorse not looking further into going to one of these games after they've been showing the drone shots of the Las Vegas ballpark and the amount of home runs that have been hit. I wish I would have done a little further investigation into making this my first trip ever to Las Vegas. It is now, since I've been to Boston, Vegas is number one on my top of my board. I technically went when I was a kid, but it was like I was at a terrible age where you were too old for the kid stuff and too young for the adult stuff. So I'm not counting it like I really went. So Vegas is.
Then your parents went without you for your birthday?
Yes. Vegas is number one where I want to go in the United States next.
Okay.
I heard their stadium was an abomination, though.
The baby stadium is. The new stadium, I'm sure they'll fix the jet stream issues that they've been dealing with this week. What's the number one place in the United States you want to go next? Each of you.
West Virginia for me. Haven't been. That's where I want to go.
What's that place called? The
Greenbrier.
The Greenbrier, yeah.
Yeah, actually, we're
Perfect
going
for you.
out there this summer at some point, and we're not going to Greenbrier. So take that for what it's worth.
We have not been to Eugene, Oregon since 2019. I would like to go back there. That's the place I would like to go next. But I think the next place I'll end up going is probably Pittsburgh during training camp.
Is that happening now?
We're working on it. Efforting.
All right.
Hopeful.
I'm going to parlay that into going to West Virginia, I think. So
Mount
I think
Mama,
that'll work. I think we can pull that off.
Mount Country Roads. All right. That is Lone Nelly.
Mount,
Something like that. Yeah.
Mount Country Roads. Interesting. Gotcha.
Number one go-to karaoke song.
Packers.
Yeah.
Doing some 7-on-7, which Matt LaFleur doesn't like, but they've got a number of guys playing with injuries. There's 7 guys on the field. Edgerrin Cooper, Zaire Franklin, Keisean Nixon, who has now, at least for this snap, been replaced by Brandon Cisse, for those of you that are down on Keisean, based on the responses to yesterday's tweet from Cheesehead TV. Evan Williams, Xavier McKinney, Javon Bullard, and Carrington Valentine. Those are your 7 defensive players right now, but Keisean was in first and now getting some work for Brandon Cisse. We will wrap things up from practice and from Tausch's undisclosed location next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Packers.
There's more question marks now
because we're on Wisconsin sports.
There's just more uncertainty with this group than there was even pre-Micah last year.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports. New episodes debut Thursdays at 12:30, streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. In 2026, Wisconsin women's hockey star Caroline K.K. Harvey won an Olympic gold medal, her 3rd NCAA national championship, and now the AmFam Championship Celebrity Foursome with partner Andy North. Harvey reflected on her remarkable year over the weekend at the AmFam Championship.
Amazing teammates, coaches, staff. It takes a village to win gold, win a national championship, and I definitely had to pinch myself in the time that I've had off and really been able to reflect. I've been able to think about these experiences and just how grateful I've been for this year.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Prizes, flyaways, even
Cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
So I think we covered the clip of the day at the start of the show. I don't think we need to go back to that. Instead, Packer's still thin at corner, by the way. Benjamin St. Juste is not practicing. Brandon Cisse is not practicing. No, Brandon Cisse is. Domani Jackson is not. So they've got Cisse, they've got Keisean Nixon, they've got Carrington Valentine. And then after that, a lot of guys that are facing challenging odds to make the roster, but they do have Javon Bullard at their slot position. And Tausch, I think something we should do tomorrow is he just had a huge interception. I mean, it was a phenomenal interception on a pass to Christian Watson from Jordan Love. He is my guy to have that breakthrough season, like where he really elevates in what will be year 3 for him. I'm curious, how many of these guys have to have that kind of year for these guys to get to where they want to go? And maybe we can spend some time tomorrow pinpointing who those guys are that are really poised for a breakout year after all of our debate with Homer about where Lucas Van Ness is and whether he is who he is or there's a chance he can get better.
Yeah, Devontae Wyatt would be somebody. I don't know if you could say he's broken through yet. He's shown flashes, but
injuries
to have someone like him, and there's a lot of guys. Bullard, I think, is another good one. Evan Williams broke through last year. Who has already broken through? Who are our guys that are breakthrough already? Tucker Kraft broke through last year. I think Evan Williams broke through. You need to have 2 or 3 guys, I think, every year. Maybe it could be our buddy number 5 too, Burton. Maybe he's going to be a breakthrough.
So
you need to have a few guys that you're not expecting to play at a high level pop. Those are your difference makers that can make you a good playoff team to be in a world championship team.
I don't care enough about Homer's opinion to call him tomorrow to ask him this follow-up question, but maybe I'll mention it to him on his show when I join him tonight. If he's arguing that Lucas Van Ness is most likely who he is, then I'd be really curious what he thinks of Devontae Wyatt, who was drafted a year before Lucas Van Ness was. So maybe I'll bring that up with him.
He can't get any better because he can't get any better. He's 4 years in.
It's too late. Yeah, it's over. Yeah. All right. That's it for us today. We will do it again tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Have you noticed all the roofing signs in your neighborhood due to the hail damage?
Most of those asphalt roofs have to be replaced.
Most metal roofs do not.
So if you're tired of yard signs and replacing shingles,
consider a Suita metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever